Hello, Oracles. Oracle Tim here from Oracle Investments. Let's take a look at Tesla's future. With all the uncertainty and FUD that's flying around and the volatility we've been going through so far this year, I take a step back and say, all right, what is causing this volatility and what is the truth? What does the future look like? The way I look at it is I'm investing for 10 years. So all of this news that we get that causes short-term fluctuations, what does this news truly mean for my 10-year thesis on Tesla? And so yeah, you've got to do some digging and some research to figure out what the actual truth is behind it. And honestly, we don't know the truth until Tesla tells us what the truth really is, or until it actually comes to fruition. But yesterday we got news about the Cybertruck. You know, it was news that we had had previously. We knew about this news a month ago about the website. But, you know, it goes out there, and if anybody has ever played the game of telephone, where one person tells something to another person, then they do it around a circle until they get to the last person and see if the story stayed the same, it never stays the same. And that's what happens a lot of times with social media stuff that comes out is one person says, hey, I noticed this. And then that story just gets embellished as it goes on. And then we get news reports on Twitter of, you know, Tesla's Cybertruck might not actually happen. Take a step back. Look at the reality. Elon is touting the technology in the Cybertruck and how amazing it's going to be. We just saw the Cybertruck driving around with a prototype. It's happening. It's going to happen. And they changed the website. And it may just be that they changed the website because they're updating it to what the actual dates are going to be come the Q4 earnings call. That truth we won't know. But let's look long term. If you're looking long term 10 years down the road, what does this news actually mean to the company? Well, the Cybertruck is coming. The Cybertruck is going to be a highly profitable vehicle. And the Cybertruck is sold out for probably the next 4 years plus. So the truth is, in the next 4 years, the Cybertruck is going to be producing a lot of profits for the company. And so I just look at basic valuations and say, you know what? That Cybertruck is coming. That Cybertruck is going to be producing a lot of profits for the next 4 years. It is going to increase the valuation significantly. So based on that, I see the prices right now as a bargain deal, and I see it as a buy. And then some people argue, well, Ford has their F-150. GM is coming up. We've got the Rivian. All right, you know, true. These companies do have vehicles coming. That's fantastic. Let's take a look at this 10 years down the road. By 2030, GM has stated that they are looking to double their revenue to $300 billion, and 1/3 of that coming from EVs. That is a $100 billion revenue stream coming from EVs just from GM. Now, GM has also stated that they are the leader in EVs with their 26 sold and delivered in Q4 of 2021. But they also said that they will be the leaders in 2025. But their goal for 2030 doesn't even take over the lead based upon what Tesla's goals are. Tesla's goal is 20 million vehicles delivered in 2030. And if you're looking at an average price of, let's say, $30,000 per vehicle, if you include the $25,000 vehicle, a sub $20,000 vehicle, you're looking at $600 billion in revenue from Tesla. So GM's goal of leading is 1/6 that of Tesla. And now the difference between Tesla and Elon and Mary Barra and GM is Elon doesn't just say, this is what our plan is. Elon literally has a plan that will get them to there. He has concrete plans that are set in place to be able to get Tesla to these goals. GM, maybe 2 to 3 years worth of planning and stuff that's out there. Otherwise, they just kind of throw out numbers and say, hey, this sounds like a good idea. I think we might be able to get there. We'll figure it out down the road. And now, just for argument's sake, let's say that GM does make it to that $100 billion revenue mark. They still won't be the leader, but how are they vertically integrating like Tesla? The reason Tesla is able to overcome as many supply chain shortages as we have had comparatively to the other legacy automotive makers is because of their vertical integration. And it's not just vertical integration with supplies, it's labor too. Think about it. Elon is planning on having a Tesla bot coming in. This Tesla bot is going to be taking over some monotonous tasks that could be done in the factory. Well, guess what happens? You have a global pandemic. You have people get sick. Whatever happens, there's a labor shortage. Guess what? Tesla bots are not affected by any of that. So if we get into a situation down the road within the next 10 years that causes another one of these situations, guess who's not going to be fazed by it? Tesla. Tesla has everything that they need in-house to take care of themselves, whereas all of these other makers do not. And what's going to happen? They're going to get to a point where they see that, oh my gosh, Tesla's not slowing down despite all of the global issues that are going on. What can we do to compete with that? Well, we can't create our own Tesla bot, so let's buy some from Tesla. And now Tesla will be producing and selling many of these Tesla bots to other people just so they can compete with Tesla. And Tesla also has the talent. They are opening up factories in places that have the best talent so that they can easily integrate all of that talent right into their factories to be able to give them and produce the best vehicles that they possibly can. Elon is also working on, potentially having his own institute. And what better way to vertically integrate a company than by producing your own engineers and talent? You actually create a school for these people to go to, and you can train them for 4+ years to do what you want them to do and let their knowledge and talents come out to help the company grow even more. It's brilliant. And nobody else is doing this. So talk about straight up vertical integration, not only with supply, but also with labor and talent. In 10 years, Tesla's going to have this. And that's when I look at my investments for 10 years down the road. I'm like, all right, well, sure, the short-term news that we're getting right now is FUD that's throwing the market up and down, but what is really at the foundation of this company, and where is this information going to take us down the road? And when you start looking at 5 to 10 years down the road with this information, these prices right now are going to look like extreme bargains. So that's the way I look at it. So yes, it stinks. We are extremely volatile this year. And Tesla is technically behind Ford and Lucid for the year on gains. But honestly, the market can be easily manipulated, as we discussed yesterday. And when it comes to the manipulation, realistically, manipulation does not happen long term. Long-term companies that are going to be producing and being extremely valuable are only manipulated in the short term. Long term, they're going to do just fine. So if you're a long-term investor, you're going to hold and you're going to see these prices right now as bargains and buy in everything you can. Let me know in the comments below, how far down the road do you see with your vision of Tesla and their news and how it affects the company? How much do you let this short-term FUD affect your mentality and emotions? And do you utilize this short-term FUD as a great buying opportunity? Thank you all so much for being here. I appreciate all your support and feedback. If you have not subscribed, please do so down below. Sign yourself up for notifications. I am over on Twitter at OracleTim1. I will be posting all the latest Tesla news as well as pertinent market information there. And I will also post all of my trades that I make on a daily basis. Thank you all so much. Have a great one.